Okay, here is the Heathkit Marauder HX-10 all fired up. I got the finals pulled out because I found one that was shorted and threw it in the wastebasket. Here's the remaining final. These are 6146Ws. Looks like they're the original tubes, which is nice. I don't think this thing was used a lot, which is really great for me. It's a very clean machine. Anyway, so I'm getting about 570 volts now on the plates, unregulated and without load. So that's what we're gonna do here. Capacitors are hanging in there. I did a little bit of reforming on them, but not a whole lot. This device on the left side here is a 5R4. So I made a new diode bridge for it using 3 kilovolt diodes, and they're in series. So there's 6 kilovolts of diodes per leg where the 5R4 was, and I think I popped the old diodes in there that the former owner had because the 6146 had shorted. I'm not sure why the 6146 shorted, but it did. So that kind of stymied me this morning when I was trying to make this thing go. I still don't have any VFO RF, I don't think. So I gotta pull that off and figure out what's up with it. And see if these mixers are all working here. There's a lot of stuff to do. The sideband oscillators, there's a bunch of stuff to look at. It looks like all these tubes are working now. If you look at these regulators, I think they're all regulating, so you can see that they're lit up pretty good. At least the one for the VFO is lit. Bias I'm not sure about. Doesn't look real lit. That one's lit for the what is it? Is it screen or something? Doesn't say. I think it's for the screens on the final. This back one here. Yep. They're lit and happy as can be. So that's positive. So gotta fix the VFO. I want to take a look at these oscillators, make sure they're all going. I think once the VFO is fired up and I get some finals in this thing, it'll probably come back to life. Not much terribly wrong with it, but when you don't know the transmitter at all, it seems like a lot. When you don't know the beast, so. But I sure like it. It's. I hate to say it, but it's a lot easier to work on than this beast over here. This thing is a nightmare. I like the thing a lot, but it's a nightmare. Anyway, this one's been a lot more friendly. It's just cleaner and easier. I also like the fact that the case is all aluminum. It doesn't corrode. The Drakes have copper, that corrodes. This hasn't corroded. I think this was stored very nicely though. So that's about it. Put some bulbs in this thing. It's missing the glass here. That must have fallen out. Or else it got broken. I guess I could get a piece of glass cut for it. Or put some plexiglass in there. Actually, I'll put in some plexiglass in the front of it. Anyway, that's my update. I gotta fix the VFO now and get it going. I'm trusting all the B+ voltages are in this thing. Don't really have a tube checker. All my tubes are lit up, but just make sure these things are all working as far as the stages. Make sure that the VFO has 4.9 to 5.5 megahertz signal coming out of it. Make sure all these crystals oscillate on the correct band. Make sure the sideband oscillators are all working upper lower, and that should be it. That thing should go. So, oh yeah, I gotta get some finals. I can run it on one final, I think. So let's check the bleed down on this thing. How quick will these capacitors here bleed down? That's always a safety concern when you're working on these things. Plus these wires are bare here too. Turn it off. There's the bleed down. That's pretty quick. It's kind of like a Drake, I guess. It's somewhat, well, the capacitors can keep charged like for days. So this is good. This thing is bleeding down. It also, that kind of tells you the capacitors are pretty healthy if they're fighting the bleed down resistor and they're holding charge. That's pretty cool. So pretty cool indeed. So once that's discharged, there's no surge. What do they call that? A soft start in this thing. So I wonder if I just hit it with power, what it's going to do if it's going to blow a fuse. It blew the fuse this morning, but I think that was because I had the shorted final in here and didn't know the final was shorted. So yeah, I was kind of throwing a curveball today. All right, we got about 17 volts in these and it's coming down. I guess I could short it out, right? Let's just spark it. Smack. Okay, it's out. Nothing left in the capacitors now. Let's just hit it and see if it'll freak out. I'm just gonna turn the power on full juice without revving it up, without ramping it up. Just hit it. Well, it came on. We got high voltage. Nothing bad happened. Call it good. All right, turn it off. Well, thanks for watching. Step by step. Have a nice day.